Are you stressed out with all these changes? Is your anxiety through the roof when you first start intermittent fasting? Today's video is for you. That's completely normal, by the way, but we're going to tackle it in today's video. We're talking all about the habits, tips, and tricks that you need to help decrease stress and reduce anxiety so you can be successful with intermittent fasting. I get it. New routines, new schedules, meal prepping or meal planning, and just changing your entire routine is super stressful, but it doesn't have to be. So I'm going to teach you the best tips and tricks to reduce the stress and how to find time to do it in your busy schedule. Plus, I have a really amazing download for you that's going to help you with decreasing stress no matter where you are or what you're doing. You can do it and no one even has to know, so you don't want to miss that. We've got a lot of great content for you today, so let's get started. All the planning, prepping, and timing in the beginning of intermittent fasting can feel like a lot. Things can start to get overwhelming pretty quickly, so it's important to take time to address the mental aspect of changing your eating and the stress that accompanies doing anything new. I think today's lesson is the perfect timing to address stress. Today, we're talking about reducing stress, the mental component of intermittent fasting, plus the importance of de-stressing and unwinding. Remember, from a physiology standpoint, stress causes cortisol levels to increase, which stimulate and increase insulin, which I'm sure you know by now, increases cravings. So we're all incentivized to decrease stress. And before we dive in, I want to share a gentle reminder that even though change is stressful, try not to think of it like overhauling your entire life. Instead, think of it like you're embarking on a new way of eating that will serve you and your goals for a lifetime. I'm with you every step of the way, and I've designed everything to be achievable, easy to implement, and most importantly, effective. So low stress and easy are already parts of the formula. In case you're feeling tense or stressed, today's lesson is for you. In this lesson, you'll learn the top tips to reduce stress as you prepare for or unwind from your day, how to find time in your schedule to do each of these things, and a powerful relaxation technique that actually blunts the body's stress response and helps decrease anxiety. You can do it anytime, anywhere, so you don't want to miss that. So let's do a quick overview of the top tips I'm going to share to help you reduce stress and get you mentally prepared for the week ahead. We're going to be talking about the importance of movement and stretching and how to fit it into basically any busy schedule, the best way to optimize your to-do list, the importance of pampering and self-care, and the things you can do for you even if you have under 5 minutes, how to recharge your batteries so you feel rejuvenated and ready for tomorrow, the powerful tool known as progressive muscle relaxation. So habits to de-stress. Number 1, movement and stretching. Moving your body is super important. Exercise and gentle stretching have direct stress-reducing benefits. Movement pumps up your endorphins and helps increase the production of your brain's feel-good neurotransmitters. It also increases your range of motion, particularly in the joints, and improves blood circulation and posture. Some suggestions and timings for making this a habit. This could be something as simple as stretching while your morning coffee brews or while dinner's cooking. If you have a foam roller, you could focus on rolling out a few tight areas right in your kitchen. Focus on areas like your upper back, between your shoulder blades, and even the hip flexors. Think about everything that's hunched over or tense when you're sitting at a computer or when you're sitting during a long commute. All the areas that we hunch and slouch are likely super tight, and chances are your posture is suffering throughout the day. So rolling out any of those tight areas is a relaxing treat for your body. If you're feeling extra ambitious or if you have more free time, you could follow a stretching routine on YouTube or even take an online yoga class. There are amazing free options on social media, and they even have beginner options with simple flows that you can do right in your pajamas. Getting your body moving is a great way to de-stress. Try gently moving your body in a purposeful way as soon as you wake up or right before you go to bed as a great habit to reduce your stress and tension. Habit to de-stress number 2, indulge in a little self-care or pampering. So we're all less able to handle the stresses that come our way when we're feeling depleted or exhausted, whether that's physically, mentally, or even emotionally. But let's think of it in a more positive way. We're more resilient and more able to handle life's stress when we're feeling our best. Self-care and a little pampering can revitalize you both inside and out, mentally and physically. If you can spare a few extra minutes, use it to do something that makes you feel amazing. Maybe it's something small like putting on a nice face mask or showering with a hydrating, exfoliating body scrub, or even doing a luxurious hand treatment. It could be cooking yourself a nutritious meal and savoring the experience, or reading a few pages in a book that you love. Even just giving yourself the gift of silence and being present by powering down your electronics work. Why not show yourself a little love and attention with fancy moisturizer or a nice cuticle massage? Goodness knows with all the hand sanitizer, our hands need it. But self-care can also be things like setting a budget and giving yourself a savings goal. It can be reducing time with a toxic friend or reminding yourself to stop the comparison game when you're scrolling social media and feeling left out or left behind. It's kindness to yourself in a way that best supports your needs. These small pampering and self-care ideas don't have to take up the entire day or break the bank. Some of them are completely free, but they will make a noticeable difference for you both mentally and emotionally. Taking a few minutes to focus on you can help lower feelings of anxiety. Try using any of these ideas and any time you have to be present and really focus on yourself during the entire process. Say, for example, you only have 5 minutes, but you can do a quick face mask. So instead of distracting yourself with your phone, try to focus on your breathing or just focus on the sensations of smoothing the mask over your face. Connect with your body and notice how it responds to the care you're giving it. It'll definitely lower your stress levels and give your skin a little extra glow. If you've got a few minutes in the morning, cook yourself a nice breakfast or put on some under eye patches while you brew your coffee. If you made savings and budgeting a priority, give yourself kudos for not stopping at Starbucks and spending $7 on a coffee. That's more money in the bank for you and gets you closer to your goals. In the evening, give yourself a screen-free nightly routine and spend a few minutes reading or giving yourself a foot massage with some minty foot cream right before bed. If you like journaling, you could also consider jotting down one thing that made you feel like you made a difference that day, or one thing that made you feel really good. Whether it's helping someone in need or taking a moment to just feel the sunshine on your face, write it down. No matter how small or insignificant it might seem at the time, it counts. De-stress habit number 3, rearrange your to-do list. So who doesn't have a to-do list that's a mile long waiting for you when you get home or when you finally have a day off? If you find that you're overwhelmed and stressed out by a daunting list of things to do, I totally get it. We have a finite amount of hours in the day, and you have a finite amount of energy to handle all the things that come your way. So having a plan of attack can help you stay focused and present. It can prevent stress and overwhelm from happening in the first place. So how do we rearrange? Take a few moments every morning to organize and prioritize your list into sections. Start with the top 3 things you must do for that day. The non-negotiables, maybe it's a doctor's appointment, grocery shopping, bill paying. All right, write down those top 3 most important things. And then write down 3 things that would be nice to accomplish for the day. Maybe you do a load of laundry, finally take those donations to Goodwill, or maybe you wash the car. Keep the remainder of the items or those loose ends on your list, but move them even further down. Put everything else that's not in the first 2 sections in a section labeled "If There's Time," or sometimes a more appropriate label is "Yeah, right." So start by focusing on the most important pressing items on your list, those top 3 things you listed, and get started as early in the day as you can. Don't deviate from the top 3 items, and make sure you get those things done before you distract yourself or work on anything else. So maybe that means you tell yourself no Netflix or no TikTok until you get those top 3 items done. It might be difficult, but I promise it will make a huge difference. If you need it, use a timer to help you stay on track and keep your list handy so you remember what you prioritize for that day. I find that small increments of time, about 20 minutes maximum, helps me get more done than a larger window of time like an hour. And I like to make it a race against the clock game. Another idea is to keep a running to-do list in the notes section of your phone. That way you can easily cut and paste and rearrange what's important. Putting your energy and effort into the most important things first and making tangible progress can make a huge difference in recharging you and giving you a sense of control. In fact, the research shows us that the more wins we experience in the morning or at the beginning of our day, the more likely we are to keep the momentum going throughout the day, and we end up being more productive overall. Does anyone remember that old study about people who make their bed every morning are somehow more productive? That's the same idea here. Small wins early on in the day create momentum and success. And don't forget, most importantly, to celebrate every time you cross something off your list. Even the small things. Give yourself a pat on the back, even if it seems silly, because it'll help keep that momentum going. I love to do this in the evenings too. You can also set a quick timer and see if there are a few things you can get done at the very end of your day before your nightly routine. For example, in our house, we like to take about 15 minutes or so at the end of the day to put the dishes in the dishwasher, wipe down the counters, pick up any clothes or other things that have been lying around. A few minutes of tidying before bed helps us wake up to a cleaner house and feel more relaxed as we start the next morning. So for a little takeaway, there will always be things to do, but making a list of the most pressing items and focusing on those top items each day will help you prioritize where to spend your time. Taking this approach can help reduce stress and avoid overwhelm. You might even surprise yourself and accomplish more than you anticipated. And you might also be able to identify areas or tasks that you can offload or delegate to someone else to further reduce what's on your to-do list. Stress reducing habit number 4, recharge your batteries. Your emotions, thoughts, and attitudes affect your energy, productivity, and overall health. In the constant battle for our time and attention, it's important to figure out how to re-energize and reconnect with you. We need time to replenish and return to our pre-stress level of functioning. Good mental health strengthens our ability to cope with everyday hassles and more serious challenges. It's also essential to creating the life you want because when you're recharged, you're able to stay focused and sharp and engaged in whatever task you're doing. Suggestions and ideas. Maybe it's going for a walk outside in nature or quieting your mind with meditation. Maybe it's spending time outdoors and feeling the wind against your face for a few carefree moments. Journaling is another great way to help us mentally declutter. We can get all of our buzzing thoughts and ideas out from our mind and onto our paper. This is particularly helpful if you're dealing with a lot or have to make tough decisions. Even finding a few minutes to listen to nature sounds can help reduce stress and help you prepare for the week ahead. Immersing yourself in a creative project is another great way to recharge. Adult coloring books and some paint-by-number adult version paintings are a great way to shift your mindset from work-related stress to creativity and fluidity. Another great idea is to consider catching up with a loved one you haven't connected with in a while. A familiar and friendly voice can make a huge difference in decreasing stress. It's important to figure out what's important to you and what makes you feel most centered, rejuvenated, and alive. Then make sure you carve out time to do just that. All right, so now on to one of my favorite ways to de-stress, progressive muscle relaxation. So before we get into what this is and how to do it, let's take a look at what the research says about why it works. Using progressive muscle relaxation techniques will evoke a deep relaxation response and relieve muscle tension. It also blunts sympathetic arousal, making it a useful therapeutic intervention for stress and anxiety. So you might be asking, what is progressive muscle relaxation? It's actually a technique that's used to trigger a body-wide relaxation response and relieve muscle tension. It's super easy to learn, and it involves sequentially tensing and relaxing various muscle groups. Typically, you start at the head and move down the body towards the feet. You can either tense a muscle and then relax it, for example, clenching your jaw and then releasing it, or once you're more advanced and you've been practicing this for a while, you can simply bring your attention to a muscle group and intentionally relax it without first clenching. This whole process will allow you to get in touch with any stress or tension in your body and allow you to let it go in a controlled manner. Usually, the tension release cycle is combined with a focus on breathing. I've included a downloadable worksheet that guides you through a head-to-toe sequence of progressive muscle relaxation that you can use on your own. There's also an audio file of my voice walking you through an entire progressive muscle relaxation body sequence, so you can play the audio clip and follow along. You can find both the PDF download as well as the audio file right where you're already watching this video. And no matter which guide you follow, I hope you start using this technique frequently. You'll see improvements in the depth and quality of your sleep, as well as the overall reduced tension and decreased stress. All right, so no matter what you choose to incorporate, it's important to just start and do as best as you can, but just stay consistent. Consistency is the key to compounding benefits. Think about what you can do right now to focus on your health and well-being in the days ahead. Even if you only have a few minutes, use whatever time you've got to your advantage. So now it's your turn to take action. Commit to practicing at least one of these de-stressing tips every day in the week ahead. Schedule time in your day and write it into your calendar if you need to. Listen to or follow along with the Progressive Muscle Relaxation Guide as you get ready for bed. Be sure to ask any questions and share your progress with us down below. All right, friends, so there you have it, my top tips to help de-stress, decrease stress and anxiety when you're trying anything new, particularly intermittent fasting. But these tips and tricks are amazing no matter what it is that you're changing in your life. This will help you find the time to implement these strategies, and now you have the science-backed information so you know why they work. Don't forget to download my Progressive Muscle Relaxation PDF. It is designed to help you relax and de-stress no matter where you are or what you're doing. You can find that PDF right where you're watching this video. And I also have an audio version as well in case you just want to listen to someone else talking you through that. As always, thank you so very much for watching my videos. I truly appreciate you. If you like my content, please consider giving it a thumbs up or subscribing if that speaks to you. And if you know anyone that might benefit from my information, please feel free to send this along to them. I hope you have an amazing day. Until next time. Aww.